I am going to help you make decisions and commit to them. Learn how to navigate difficult conversations and say no without guilt. Let's begin by building your inner strength. Welcome. I'm Angela Dryden, your life coach. So today is the third series of a three-part series. So this is the last series of a three-part series I created on awareness and on understanding and kind of giving you tips and tools to help you create or bridge that gap of awareness in your life and in your belief system and the way that you're seeing the world. So the first video that I created was on the unawareness of our disbelief. And the second video I created was on awareness of our disbelief. So now we're aware of it. And this one right here, this is all about awareness of your belief. So we're going to dive into that today. Now, if you are new, if you've never tuned in before, welcome. It is good to have you here. I'm glad that you've joined in. Now, if you're not new and you've been around for a little while and you've enjoyed the content, make a comment and let me know about that, or share it with a friend as well. And make sure to share it so that other people can help themselves guide themselves through some processes that'll help them to create more awareness in their life. And if you really like the content I'm sharing, you're going to want to reach out because you're going to want to dive deeper. And I can show you how to apply this in your life in a way that is life-changing, in a way that will help you become more of who you believe you are, right? It's just becoming that person that you see yourself being instead of just thinking that that's who you are being. I'm going to show you how to become that person. I'd love to do that through my 12-week program. All right, my friends, so let's dive into the content today. This is the third video, and this is awareness of our belief. So first of all, right, we've talked about disbelief the whole other two times. What is belief? Just period, like what's belief? So I look at belief as being a thought you've had over and over and over again, been either told about, was introduced to, was said that this was the truth, right? So it was a thought you had over and over and over again until you now just believe it. You just believe that thought. And that thought means something to you. Whatever it means to you is going to be personal to you as an individual. And sometimes when we have these thoughts that we have in our lives and they become these beliefs, we'll see things outside of us that might make us question our beliefs, which would be normal, right? Because our beliefs are actually generated from within us. Even if somebody's telling us this, or they're trying to prove us or show something for us to believe something, it is still created within. We've decided that we have chosen to believe that. Now, there's nothing wrong with beliefs. I think beliefs are good. Beliefs are actually something that you want. If you don't have a connection to a belief, if you don't believe something strong enough and you believe that it is important, you're probably not going to take action on it, and you're not going to, move forward in a way that's going to be best for you. And there can be also the opposite. We can also believe something really strongly, and then we move forward and we try to prove everybody else wrong because this belief we believe is the truth. So that can happen as well. So what I'm talking about here is about creating awareness of our beliefs. So we are aware that this information's been given to us. We've received it. We've interpreted it a certain way. And now we're willing to kind of look at it and go, is this what I want to believe? Is this belief that I'm holding space for or room for, is this serving me to the best ability to become me? Is it making the most sense to me? And when we start to do that, what happens is when you start to kind of solidify that for yourself and your belief, especially when you do it from a place of love and self-respect and trust, it starts to show up in ways that this makes sense to you and you do things on purpose. You actually become very intentional about your actions. And so when it comes to beliefs, it's very important that you align with beliefs that make sense to you and why they make sense to you. Not that they have to make sense to you and you've got to prove it to anybody else, right? But that they make sense to you and this is just who you are. There's a very different kind of energy that is formed there when we start to do it from that place of energy. That's a very loving place, a very nurturing and caring place. Okay, my friends, so when it comes to beliefs, there are three things I want to mention, kind of go through when it comes to creating beliefs in our lives and creating beliefs that are going to serve us to our higher potential or to becoming the person that we see ourselves being. And that is because of that awareness tool we have now, we're kind of aware of it. We can see that, these are thoughts I've had over time and time again. And we can differentiate that from like a certain situation or circumstance. We don't look at that as the belief. The belief is what we've decided to think about that situation or circumstance. So this is my thought I have about this situation in my life, whatever that is, or what it is I want to start creating. So when we get clear on that thought, that's kind of that first step, is when we start to see like the results we have in our lives, and we're looking and we're like, that outcome is not quite what I would want. Now, this is the first step, is we look at that outcome, we're like, that's not quite what I want. And because we have awareness around it, we go back and we go, okay, what's my thought I'm thinking? And I'm getting this result that I'm not really wanting. Let me get back to the root cause of what's going on here. And when we do that, when we're creating awareness, when we have that awareness of our belief, we're looking at it and we're just kind of going, okay, and we don't judge it, kind of like we talked about in the second video. We talked a lot about judging ourselves and pride and shame. Right here, we're talking about we've kind of lived and gone through that. Now we're on to this part where we see it and we're going, wait a minute. So this is the outcome I'm getting. It's not quite what I'm wanting, and this is fixable. It's not fixable like I can go back into time and change the outcome. It's actually data and information. This is valuable information for me to use to go forward so I can start to generate a thought that might be more beneficial to me. That might be something of more of who I am and help me stop repeating this pattern that I'm obviously repeating, because I keep on believing this and I keep on getting the same result. So what is I would need to believe differently now in order to get that different result? What would that look like? So that's that first step, is to see the data, the information of your results, your outcomes you've had. What's going on right now, all right? Your bottom line. Like, how's your relationship? Where's it at right now? How is your career? Where do you feel like you're at right now? Like, being very honest with yourself, because right now is the place that you can be really honest with yourself, because you've gone through the other two steps. So it's like, okay, got to get honest with myself. Where am I at? And what was the thought that I was believing, and how could that be changed? How could that be different? So that is the first step, to look at that outcome. Now, the second step is, now that you see that there's a thought that needs to be changed, what's the emotion I need to start feeling to believe something different, to start to create a new belief? Because just like anything else, when I was talking about belief, there is something that's driving you to believe that. Right? There's an emotion. So now you have this belief and there's emotion. Now it shows up more and more in your life, like certain outcomes show up because you believe it, and that creates an emotion. If you think about any beliefs that you have, there's always a strong emotion to any belief, whether it's considered negative or positive belief, right? However you want to look at it, there's an emotion, a charge within that belief. And so here, since we've looked at the outcome, we want to look at, okay, so now what am I thinking? And what's the emotion I would much rather feel than what I'm currently feeling that's going to help me get there? It's going to help me start believing something different so I can get a different outcome. Now, this is where I want to interject kind of a little bit of an idea, a concept that I think for me has been very helpful and for clients have been very helpful. And that is the concept of excitement. How many of you would like, if you were creating a goal or you were thinking about it ahead, you're like, I just want to be excited about it. Like, if I'm excited about it, then I'm going to do it. Now, I want to ask you a question. When you think about excitement, does excitement happen at the beginning to actually move you forward on what it is you're creating? Or does excitement begin at the end? Like, are you excited about buying the lottery ticket to see if you won? Or are you hopeful when you bought the lottery ticket and then you look to see if you won, and if you won, now you're excited? And you can look at that like if you won a game, if you won a sports game. Were you excited about the game, or were you determined because you were going to win that game, you're going to go out there and do your best, and then you won it, and now you're excited because you won it? An excited emotion is something that I hear a lot of clients say that I feel excited about it. And that is where I myself have learned for myself that excitement is more of an ending emotion to something that I've worked hard for. Like I'm excited about the result that I got, not about what I'm thinking in order to get that result. Excitement's the end game thing. And most people can find it in their lives where if you really kind of learn to align the emotion really well with your thoughts, you start to see that excitement is like, I'm excited when a new baby comes into my arms and I get to see that baby. It's beautiful. I'm excited. I'm just feeling this love and excitement for this child. But during the time that I was, pushing the baby out and stuff, excitement was not even on my mind. Like I was determined, I was hopeful, I was in all those spaces, but excitement but excitement's the end game. So that is where I want to say here in this, when we're talking about beliefs and being kind of aware of our beliefs, that the thought that we have, the emotion that's driving it, it might not be excitement. I just want to point that out. Some more common emotions that we might be wanting to have when it's coming to a thought that we're trying to believe is emotions like courage, determination, optimism, things about being willing to feel the struggle to get there, whatever that looks like for you, hopeful. So the emotions you're going to be feeling are going to be different than excitement. And so I just want to kind of put that out there, that just to self-examine on that. And that's where you want to see, what is that emotion that's going to drive me to actually do the next step? And what's the thought that when I believe that thought, it generates this emotion for me to actually begin to take action on it so I can start to create a different outcome. Again, that's what's going to help you strengthen that belief that you have. Now, in here, when we're creating awareness around our belief, it's like creating awareness around the idea that this belief, as soon as I decide to start to change it and just tweak it just a little bit, I now can see that I'm getting a different result. Wait a minute. So it wasn't the circumstance or the situation that gave me that different result. It was actually all how I choose to perceive it, the thought that I was having. And when you see that more and more show up in your life, it just becomes more of you can embrace it more. You have ownership of it more, which is the third step I want to talk about, is about ownership. So when we're creating this belief, we start to generate ownership around the things that have happened in our lives. And we do it in a way that we embrace it. We embrace the bad and the good. We embrace all of it. We look at it as part of the challenge in our growth. We don't see it as though it's not fixable. We see it as though, ooh, this is data. Now, how can I make this better? And that is when you've kind of reached that pinnacle of awareness of your thoughts, of your beliefs. Because now you understand that the thoughts I'm having over and over again are serving in a way that's creating the results that I want in my life, right? So these thoughts are generating and creating that result. And the more clear you get on that with yourself, the more you can literally do anything that you truly put your mind to. I know that's kind of a slogan, we've heard it a lot, but it really is the truth. All right, my friends, so the 3 steps I was talking about when it comes to awareness of our beliefs is that first, right? You see the outcome, and you're willing to look at it as data. Like, this is just data, this is information for me to now look at my thoughts, because this outcome I've gotten is based on some thoughts that I'm having about things. And then the second one, you look at and go, okay, so when it comes to these beliefs, I see the outcome in my thought. Now I'm going to go to what's an emotion that's going to generate, and what's the thought I need to have that's going to help me align those two, get that alignment in place so that I can start creating what I do want. And then the last one is, now you take ownership over this whole cycle and you see it as an opportunity for yourself. You see it as being as something that this is going to help me to just lift off and to start to create more of what I want in my life. I now have the formula. I now get it. Now, my friends, this is good information, good data, all that stuff, and applying it is the next level. Now, if you are ready to take this information I share throughout any of my videos and really apply it and start to create what it is you want and how you see yourself being in your life, I want you to reach out to me. Book a discovery call today and let's connect. My goal is to help you through this process, and in 12 weeks, I can do that. I want to show you how to create ownership in a way that you can embrace, that you feel confident and empowered about, and helps you get forward into your life, whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you. All right, my friends, enjoy this content. Please share it with friends and family as well. And I look forward to talking to you yet again for another topic. All right, bye. This next step is easy. Book your free discovery call at www.angeladryden.com today. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this information with a friend. Until next time, take care of you.